What's up YouTube, I'm Mike, and today I am here to talk about my cruise that's going on right now. I hadn't planned on making any videos about this because I thought it was going to be incredibly boring because I was just going to be down to 200 milligrams of tea and I was going to lose all my strength and my lips were going to be like shit and my confidence and my libido and everything that I love about bodybuilding and hormones was going to go out the window. And in fact, that's what started to happen. As you know, if you watch one of my previous videos on my last bulking cycle, I pulled the plug on the Tren like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and everything that you would expect to happen started happening. The strength started going in the toilet, the libido, it doesn't happen overnight. So it takes several weeks for the Tren to get out of your system, but I did start to notice that my strength and endurance in the gym were slow, they were coming down over the course of that 3 to 4 week period. And if I'm being totally honest, and this is embarrassing to admit, but it's true, I kind of fucking panicked a little. I really do not look forward to my off periods. I know that I have to have them for health reasons, but if it was up to me, I would just fucking stay on year round, and because it just feels more productive. Like when you're on a cycle, whether you're cutting or bulking, you have like meaning and purpose in life. Every meal you eat, you feel like it's super productive. Every day in the gym is super productive. You're either growing more tissue or you're fucking cutting your physique down to this, incredibly athletic appearance or this stage appearance. And so it really makes you feel like every single thing you do during the day matters. How much rest you get, how many calories you get, how savage are you training in the gym, like managing all of, you don't want to get too angry or upset because fucking cortisol levels rise and that robs you of your progress. So it feels like everything is meaningful, and then you come off cycle and it's just kind of you start to lose the aesthetic that you had, you start to lose the strength, sometimes the libido, decreases. You go from superhuman to fucking mortal again, and it's miserable, to be totally honest. I don't look forward to it. So I decided this time, kind of in a fit of anger, to be honest, that I was going to do something different. I had planned to come off the super physiological doses of Tren and test, and maybe try to cruise on 300 milligrams of test instead of 200. But to be honest, as I've said in many videos, I just love Tren, man. I love what it does to me psychologically. I love what it does to my aesthetic, to the appearance of my muscles, the hardness, the vascularity. There's so many things that I just love about this compound. And so I decided to test something. So what I'm going to be doing for this cruise is 200 milligrams of testosterone E or C, doesn't really matter. 200 milligrams of test E a week, and 50 milligrams of Tren E a week. The goal here is to see is a couple of things. I want to see, can I recover my biomarkers? Can I get my lipids to return to normal, my AST, ALT, if they are in fact elevated, to come, but can I get back to baseline with any amount of Tren in my system? Can I run any amount of Tren and get back to normal biomarker wise? And is 50 milligrams of Tren enough to give me any of the things that I enjoy when I'm on cycle? Will it support libido? Will it support aggression? Will it support some strength above baseline? Will it allow me to maintain that Tren aesthetic, like where your muscles look hard and full and you're vascular and everything's tight and like vacuum sealed? I really love that aesthetic look, and I'm trying to find a way to both be healthy and maintain some of those advantages. So there was a study that I put up on my channel a while back. I think it's titled "Studies Show That Coach Greg Was Wrong About Trenbolone." Basically, the study suggests that low doses of Tren are more healthy. They're healthier for you in all of your biomarkers than high doses of testosterone, and that you could build equivalent or more amount of muscle with low dose Tren, compare at less of a negative, with less deleterious effects than you would on a much higher dose of test. So that's what I'm going to try to determine. This effectively is the end of week 1 of this experiment. So I started pinning 50 milligrams in 2 tiny 25 milligram doses a little over a week ago. And so far, I can report that the effects have been amazing. Now, let me be honest and preface this by saying that obviously my system never returned to normal. So I was only off the super physiological dose. I was on 500 milligrams of Tren, and then I pulled the plug on that, like I mentioned in my previous video about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So there's maybe 3 weeks of no Tren at all, and then I added 50 milligrams back in. So we may not be to the baseline of whatever, of 50 milligrams of Tren yet. Can't know that, but I can tell you that my strength was starting to decline before I added the Tren back in, and it has started increasing again. My strength at this point on 50 milligrams of Tren is very near the maximum amount of strength that I had at 500 milligrams. Obviously, the next few weeks will tell us whether or not that's going to remain true. My libido on only 50 milligrams of Tren and 200 milligrams of Test is fucking out of control. I would argue it's potentially better than it was on the high dose of Tren, because at that dose there can be some effects. So libido has been phenomenal. Strength has been great. I just got through doing a chest day and I felt really strong, much stronger than I did the week prior. So far I've not lost the aesthetic, just the graininess, and you can see all the striations in the shoulders while I'm lifting, the vascularity. That Tren aesthetic is still definitely here. And so what's left to be determined is, will it remain, and will the biomarkers come down? So I've been saying that I'm going to get some tests. My wife has been on me about doing it. I've got to do it soon or we're not going to have any good data. So I'm going to try to get out this week and get some blood work so we can see kind of where my system returned to from the previous blast. And then obviously have to track it, as this cruise goes on, and to confirm that in fact my biomarkers will return to normal. So there you have it. This is effectively the end of week 1 of a hormone replacement therapy or a testosterone replacement therapy protocol that includes low-dose Trenbolone. This is something I've seen talked about on a number of forums. A lot of guys want to try to cruise, or it's not TRT. TRT is testosterone replacement therapy. If you fucking add Tren, then you're not doing TRT. So hormone optimization, hormone replacement therapy, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna be the guinea pig and find out if you can, what kind of effects you can get for this. Is 50 milligrams enough to do anything? Is it too much to recover your biomarkers? What happens? I don't know. I haven't found anyone else having done this. I'm sure many people have done it, but I haven't seen any videos on it or any blood work or anything to do any really good science and find out what exactly these effects will be like. So I'll be checking in at least every week, giving you guys updates just like I did in my blast. We'll do the same thing with my cruise, and we'll see what can be gained, what can be saved, what can be learned from 200 milligrams of Test E per week and 50 milligrams of Tren E per week. So hopefully this series will be informative. I still have the more videos coming out on like 2nd, 3rd, 4th cycles, ideas for cutting cycles, bulking cycles. We'll have more cycle videos coming up. And also going to get my wife on here to talk about some different things so we can sort of get a female perspective on not only her hormone replacement therapy, but her experience in living with someone who lives and breathes bodybuilding and abuses his body with hormones and all of the things that go with that. I'm going to try to get her into the channel and give some of her insights. So please follow me on Instagram, like, subscribe, bell buttons, all the shit. You know what to do. Do it, and we'll see you on the next one.